Welcome to Coach's Corner, Cat fans. Thanks for joining me again on this Tuesday afternoon. Going to preview, or going to review, I guess, today on today's show, the New Bremen game from last week, and then introduce the Delphos game, which is our homecoming game this Friday, obviously at home with it being homecoming. Before we do that, I'd like to take a minute to throw out some thank yous and kind of a spotlight with a couple players and one coach again. So really like to throw my thank you out to Eric Goodwin and Kathy Bowman. Eric is the athletic director and Kathy is the assistant, and they just do a heck of a job. You know, Eric has done it a long time, and Kathy has been his sidekick, so to speak, for several years. You know, Eric just does such a good job of letting us do the coaching and him taking care of almost everything else, whether that's busing to food to all the things that he does, scheduling to pre-game stuff with the media and all those types of things. So much appreciated. One thing that that Eric does that at lots of schools, especially smaller schools, that they don't deal with is all the tournaments and hosting tournaments, and we have our own tournaments with basketball spike-offs and volleyball spike-off and basketball holiday tournaments and all those types of things that a lot of schools that they don't have those things. And it takes a lot of work and time, and Kathy is right there with him, helping him with all those. So thanks, Kathy and Eric. Coach's spotlight, Mark Bruns. Mark, I think he said this is his 9th year back in Coldwater. He's a Coldwater grad, played for Coach Reed. He's down in the Cincinnati area for several years. Most notably at Anderson, where they won a state title and made a couple good runs there. So he was a state champ down there at Anderson in, I think, 2005 or 7. I can't remember exactly which. But Mark is our D coordinator at school. Mark teaches civics with the seniors, and I think he has one class of freshman history. So again, Mark, I think this is his 9th year. He's been the coordinator since Coach Hoyne retired, back after the 2012 season. So we all work together, and Mark is more of a D guy, and this fly's trying to get me here, man. So Mark does a heck of a job here. Puts in the time, puts in all the work to get our guys, and of course, we all work together for game plans and things like that. And then on Friday nights, he's calling those defenses and mixing them up and all those types of things. So thanks to Mark. Senior spotlights. I'm picking 2 guys again that are similar type guys in a lot of ways. Number 50, Grant Hewing, and number 58. What's Stomney's first name? Caleb Stomman. I was drawing a blank there for a second. But those 2 are obviously seniors. They're both wrestlers. That's why I kind of put those 2 together. Very conscientious, really smart guys. I think at one point, I think they both visited Findlay here recently. Caleb wants to wrestle in college, and Grant wants to be a vet at some point down the road. So he's going to take a lot of those types of classes for pre-veterinarian types of things. Grant is a special teams guy for us, and this week, unfortunately, Darren Schmidtmeyer broke his arm, so he'll be out for a few weeks. And so Grant's going to step in and play a lot more defensively. And so he's getting a good opportunity, and we feel good about Grant going in there and filling those shoes. And Caleb is one of our starting guards, starting offensive guard, and is doing a heck of a job. He really worked hard this winter and with his wrestling, and then moved it right into all his lifting and is doing a good job for us here at right guard for us, or left guard, I guess. I can't remember. One of those guard spots. So looking back, last week, New Bremen came in with an 11-game winning streak, and we had a 15-game winning streak. So fortunately for us, we've got that 16th game, I guess. The score was 28-14. New Bremen lost a lot of seniors last year, but they're playing a lot of seniors again this year with a really good junior quarterback that played corner last year, and now is a quarterback and safety. Good mix of run. I think he ended up with 130 yards rushing, something like that. So we had a tough time a little bit more in the second half corralling him, but 13 nothing at half. 13 nothing at half. Defense played really, really well in the first half, and we had a couple good drives for scores. We did miss one of our first extra points of the year in the first half, so it was 13 nothing. We came out the second half, and they scored one to make it really a tight ball game at 13-7, but we scored two. We scored the next two scores to make it 28-7. We went for two and got it on one of those scores. And then they scored with about 5 minutes to go in the game. But it was a good battle. Two good teams, two well-coached teams. Coach Schmidt has it going there at New Bremen. He's got a lot of kids out. I think they're in the 60s. His junior high teams are pretty good. We had our freshman game with them was a pretty good, and JV game were good, pretty good football games there. So kudos to them, getting their program going here these last 3 or 4 years, and so we're pleased to come out with a good win there. Unfortunately, we did have one injury with Darren Schmidtmeyer, broke his arm. He continued to play the whole game, but he's going to be in a cast for 2, 3, 4 weeks here. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing with the game is a great atmosphere. You know, it was kind of a commemoration of the 9/11 20 years ago, and so lots of flags, and our players had 13 flags to honor those young men that were lost over in Afghanistan. So it was kind of a dual patriotic celebration. I don't know about a celebration, but commemoration pregame with lots of I think the kindergartners were here singing the national anthem, and it was just a good atmosphere, good crowd by both schools, and so it's good fun game. Moving on here to Delphos. Delphos St. John, as you know, historically has been a really good program with 6 state titles, I believe. The last one being in 2010, I believe. They come in at 1-3, and they did win last week. They beat Minster 27-0. So they're coming off a good win, feeling confident. That was a Saturday night game. Coach Schulte does a really good job of coaching his guys up. You know, they'll be prepared, and then they'll play hard and have a good plan for us, and hopefully, you know, with matchup and things like that, we can play well and get a victory there. So the game is Friday night. It is homecoming, so that's kind of fun for the kids, and hopefully the atmosphere will be good again. Another shout out, I guess, to our student body has been really good this year. They followed us around and over Fort Recovery. They had a good fun night, and last week lots of students here, so they're doing a good job with following us and going to the games and having fun. So Delphos, Friday night, 7 o'clock. Just a little bit of an injury report. Kind of unfortunately, like I said, Darren Schmidtmeyer has a broken arm. Balin Blockberger, one of our freshman quarterbacks, broke his collarbone last night, and he's had surgery. Josh Wells had surgery on his knee today. Kenny Bailey, a really good running back, he's a sophomore running back and linebacker who's been on a lot of the special teams varsity-wise, has had some shoulder issues and dislocated it in the Saturday game, so he's going to be out for the rest of the season. So unfortunately, we've had 4 or 5 arm injuries this year, which seems really unusual. But hopefully we'll get those guys back next year, and hopefully they'll want to continue to play. And Darren, hopefully we'll get him back maybe for we're hoping for Marion, which would be game 9. So we'll see what happens there. So again, play Delphos, homecoming, Friday night, 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining me.